Hello, and welcome back to another Chris McPherson Show Daily Dose. And today we're diving into a spicy little plot twist in this India versus South Africa T20 series. After India monstered the first game, the Proteas have hit back, and they have hit back hard to level the series up at 1-1. Now, if you're joining us for the first time or you haven't hit subscribe before, make sure you do. Hit that button down below. And of course, you can follow along across all of your social media platforms. You can find us TikTok, Instagram, X, and Facebook at The Chris Mack Show. You know the drill. Join the TCMS crew as we roll through the summer of cricket and much, much more. But let's get into it now, talking this India and South Africa T20 series. And from the start, South Africa was sent in after India won the toss. They were clearly expecting the dew to be the defining factor later in the night. They thought that it might be a little more challenging to bowl. The theory was solid. The execution and outcome, not so much. It didn't quite pan out that way. And that all started with the South African batting innings as Quinton de Kock walked out and basically said, "I'll handle this." A blistering 90 off 46 for the veteran, 7 sixes and that trademark pickup shot that India still haven't solved. And to be fair, nor have other sides when he's seeing it this well. This pitch wasn't a total road either. The ball held up occasionally, stopping up on batters, but de Kock was playing a different sport. Anything fractionally off length disappeared into the night. And once India started hunting for Yorkers and wide Yorkers to try and avoid being pumped over the leg side, the pressure plus that little bit of dew cocktail kicked in. 15 wides overall, 7 in 1 over from Arshdeep Singh. It was brutal. And just when India thought they'd pulled it back with a smart run out of de Kock and Axar Patel nicking out baby AB to Walt Brevis, entered Donovan Ferreira and David Miller. The finishers, they smashed 53 off 23 to close it out, including a final over from Jasprit Bumrah going for 18 runs, who gave up 4 sixes, Bumrah, the most he's ever conceded in a single T20 international. South Africa finished on 213 for 4. Absolutely not locked in as a win, but certainly well and truly ready to defend against pressure, that is for certain. And if conditions weren't going India's way in South Africa's batting lineup, South Africa's bowling made absolutely sure the new ball did the talking. Lungi Ngidi set the tone, a genuine test match dismissal to send Shubman Gill back to the sheds, squared up and an edge through to slip. Beautiful bowling. And the next over, Marco Jansen joined the party, producing the mirror image to remove Abhishek Sharma, who had already pumped 2 sixes and looked like he was seriously getting dangerous and set. A huge wicket. Suryakumar Yadav fell in the 4th over, feathering one behind, again off Jansen after South Africa reviewed. And suddenly India were 32 for 3, chasing over 200 and staring at having to climb Everest without an oxygen tank. This was the tone setter, and India were never really in the chase from this point onwards. It was starting to fall apart from the top, and it was a worrying sign. And now here's where we need to ask some questions. Why, oh why, is Axar Patel batting at 3 for this Indian side? It wasn't a left-right combo play. Abhishek Sharma was still in. Tilak Varma has shown he can handle that role. India have experimented. They've mixed about with lots of different people at 3 in recent times. But Varma showed on the South African tour that he looked the natural fit. And again tonight, that seemed to be the case. Instead, we saw Axar Patel come up and combine, and he and Hardik Pandya ended up chewing up a lot of time, 41 off 44, which effectively strangled the chase before it really could get going. And look, Hardik then tried to take charge when Varma did come in because of his form, but in doing so, he actually starved the one man seeing them beautifully, Tilak Varma. He needed more ball, and this is where India got stuck tactically. Your most fluent batter shouldn't be waiting for the strike in a chase of 214. I know that Pandya's been a key at different points for them previously, but again, it was a starvation of Varma here. You have to say Tilak was outstanding, though. 62 off 34. Lots of smart angles, field awareness, and clever manipulation of the South African pace. Some reverse sweeps, some late cuts, and slog sweeps. He used absolutely every tool in his toolkit. And then we had Jitesh Sharma chipping in late with 27 off 17, but by then the ask was 16 and over and rising. Varma tried a one-man salvage mission, but he was one man alone inside a collapsing building. One of the real wins of the night for South Africa, Otniel Bartman, comes into the playing 11 and walks away with 4 for 24, including 3 wickets in 1 over late in the innings, As India collapsed, they crumbled, losing 5 for 5 to end the match. And honestly, this was one of the biggest takeaways. South Africa's bowling discipline had returned. Ngidi and Jansen nailed the new ball. The middle overs tightened. Ferreira, Linda, everyone bowled with a clear plan. This was their blueprint at their best. Disciplined, aggressive, clinical. Sure, the question with South Africa is always consistency, but in this game, they absolutely deserve their 51-run win. The series is now locked at 1-1 with 3 to play, and suddenly the competition is alive. The big question, can South Africa back this up? That C word, consistency for the South Africans. If they can start to deliver that and show a bit more competition, then maybe there's some flickering hopes as we head towards this T20 World Cup in February. But that's your daily dose for today. The series is tied. South Africa have found a bit of a pulse, and India have a couple of tactical tweaks and questions to deal with as we head into Game 3. If you enjoyed the chat, hit subscribe. Follow us along on socials at The Chris Mack Show. Give the video a like, drop a comment, and jump into our community. It all helps to grow the show and keep the sporting convo rolling. We'll be back with more across the entire summer right here on The Chris Mack Show, your home of the black and white of sport. Big thank you for you tuning in, and we'll catch you next time.